Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Coach Marline Paul here, and I am the founder of Enilram Creative Solution. And welcome to our brand business and boss move lunch and learn. Um, we are starting this new series, and we are just so excited because we get to go deeper into branding. So just come on in. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. So, yes, I'm Coach Martin Paul, and I help business women who are fighting for their life in business get more productive, become more visible, and take their brand to the next level. And we are just getting on here, um, sharing information about fourth quarter living, preparing. We're going to be talking about what we're going to be doing this fourth quarter and how we're preparing for 2024. Are you ready for 2024? Are you even thinking about 2024? I know I am. I am thinking about that quarter. And so I'm just so excited to be on today and I'm just sharing. So I'm going to be sharing, but before I even get into that, I'm going to be sharing three, I guess yeah, three branding tips for you today. So, the brand tips that would help you if you are a business owner. And then I'm going to get into today's topic. So, first, I'm going to share first two, and then you have to wait until the end to get the last tip, right? But I'm going to be sharing what I'm doing, how I'm navigating through this process. But before I even get into this, I just want to celebrate for a moment. I wish I had like a big thing to celebrate because I just got word that I just got another certification, and these certifications will help me in government contracting. So yeah, so if you have never dabbled here, if you have never dabbled in government contracting, it's one of those areas that I'm getting in there little by little, and I'm slow and steady. Slow and steady. So just getting a lot of wins this past year. I'm going to go back and look at my vision board because I'm going to start checking off all my accomplishments for this year. So let me just turn this off and let's have a conversation. So, um, in the future, we're going to have guests coming on and we're going to be talking about branding, all things branding, every questions you have about branding. So if you do have questions about branding, please in the chat, just put it in the chat and we're going to respond to those questions. And then we're going to talk about branding, business, everything business, wellness. As an entrepreneur, wellness is key. No, we'll come in and have maybe exercise that will be able to guide you through that process. And then the next step will be we'll have guests coming in. So we have a couple of guests. So if you're interested in being a guest and talking about business branding and all the boss moves that you're making this year and the upcoming year, this series is coming on. My team has challenged me to do that, and I miss coming on YouTube and having conversation and having our lunch and learn. So sometime our lunch and learn will be live, sometime it won't. I'm trying to do it more live than not, but it will premiere live. And then we can still ask questions in the chat and we will be able to answer those questions in the chat when those days are not live. So we can be like, you'll have a little sign that says previously recorded, and you will know that, okay, Marlene will not answer your question directly, but in the next video, we will answer the question. So let's get started into our lunch and learn on what we're learning today. So with branding, the first thing is consistency is key. So what I mean by that, I'm not only talking about colors, I'm talking about the content that you're posting. I'm talking about across all platforms. So if they go to Facebook, Instagram, your website, everything looks the same or cohesive. Not really the same. I don't really say the same, but I just want to cohesive. And then it makes sense. You don't want to have brand confusion where people are not understanding, okay, what is she talking about? What is her topic? what is her focus? I don't know what I want to buy from her. So all of that is very important for you to implement or have in your business, right? In your business and what you are planning to do. All right. So that's the first tip. The second tip I have for you is that tell your story. So some people sometimes thinking, oh, I don't want to tell my story. I don't want to show my face. But the thing is, people relate to people they know and they like and they trust. Most of the people who know in my circle know that in my story, I was not entrepreneurship was not my first priority. My first priority before I was a teacher for 17 years, teaching math, middle school math. I love those grades. And in that process, entrepreneurship, I guess, run in my family. And my parents, who are immigrants, started several businesses that have different ventures, buying homes and stuff like that. So they always had that mindset of you need to have multiple stream of income, different businesses, different way it can do. And they're always thinking about that. And that really was something that was in my atmosphere of, okay, they are always talking about um they're always talking about business, and they're always talking about all the different stuff like that. So I had to make sure that, okay, I need to do the same thing also, share, to be able um to be able to, I'm trying to share my video on there. So to be able to know that, okay, hey, there's more to just business. So you want to share your story. So the way I started my business was, my husband, when I got, I started teaching before I met my husband, we got married, he decided to join the military, and then the military life, I came to learn, is not predictable, right? So because it's not predictable, I got the really good story of where they say, okay, you are moving to Texas, and while you're moving to Texas, you are also having your spouse deployed. So I had to, in the middle of the school year, resign. I cried when I resigned because it was like, oh my God, I really love my school. I'm really getting to my flow. People are starting to know me. And then now I have to go in. If you've ever been in a school district, now you know that when you start joining, it's like clicks all around. So I had to like start a new school. So go through the hiring process, go through learning the new district system. I joined from Florida district to Texas district. They have lingos and words and how to do things that are different. So I had to catch up. It took me like about 6 months just to catch up a little bit with what's going on. Then after the first year, the first full year of when I understood the assignment, I got to understand it and do it. I was able to do it. And then when I was getting into my flow, I had to move again. So, with that being said, going through my husband being in the military, going through several deployments while he was there for a short term, I said this was unrealistic. So, I needed some way where I can be able to have to be portable, to be flexible, and entrepreneurship was that option for me. So, I started planning. I didn't just up and quit. I started planning my transition out of teaching. And when I transitioned, so to transition to what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, and that encouraged me to invest in um, business coaches, branding coaches, people who are smarter than me, take webinars and join and learn and be able to make a plan of how I'm going to transition. So if you are a boss that are thinking, okay, you know what, I really don't like my job, it's not really my passion, and now I'm ready to like do something else, begin with making a plan. I always I didn't just make a plan up nearly, I had to really think about, okay, God, what direction do you want me to go? When, well, how do you want me to do this? And because what I'm doing is not just me to do it, I'm doing it with God. So we're co-creating this business, this flow with Him. So my second step was, as a business owner for branding, you need to be able to tell your story. So I share my story. So that second branding tip is tell your unique story. Don't be afraid to do it. I just gave you a tip about my journey. And if you want to hear more, let me know. I will share some more as we go in. But tip number three will come towards the end. I want to go into quarter four. Quarter four living. What are you doing this quarter for your business? So for my business, if you look at the government fiscal year, they're in quarter four. They just finished quarter four. They're in quarter one now. So they have did all the contracts. So now I am making a plan, because next year, I plan to bid in like probably 4 contracts a month. So I'm be able, so at 4 times 12, I can be able to have all those contracts under my belt, and hopefully I will be able to win a couple. So I'm building relationships. So right now, for quarter four, I am focusing on networking. That's like my major focus. Besides, I have other focus, but my goal, one of my major goal right now is networking. It's important to build relationships in business. If they don't know who you are, then they won't work with you. So I am networking with the agencies that I want to work with in the future. And so I'm just making sure I get to know who the directors are, who the people who are in charge, who um just what whoever is in that agency that I want to work with. And then uh I'm also networking with people who are within my community to say, okay, who would I want to partner with? Because I'm bidding on contracts, and these contracts can be very big. I'm focusing on branding contracts, things around project management, productivity, social media, because this is what my company is focusing on doing: branding, boss moves, and and businesses and boss moves. So I'm trying to figure out what contracts that I can bid within within my scope of work, and build relationship with those agencies. One of my goal is to and I'm have you call me. Give me a moment, guys. Interrupt. All right, so my business bestie just called me. So yeah, so she said she's gonna chime in, but yeah, so she's like, "Who you on live with?" I'm on live with myself right now, because today I didn't make any plans of anything, but it's good to have people in your circle. It's good to have people in your circle, because when you have people in your circle, they push you forward. So when I'm networking, I look for a couple of things, and I have this mindset that those who I'm networking with can either be my connectors, so they can connect me to whoever the next thing I need to connect to, or the next person I need to connect with. They might be my clients in the future, so they need to know who I am. They may be my collaborator, because we may be able to do something great together for a season or for a moment, or they might become part of my community, because we as business owners need the community around us, right? So let me know if these are things that you are looking into. I'm just telling you, real life is happening. So anyways, let me go on to the next thing. So the other thing that I so I want to share before with the networking part. I am going to so here's some networking event that I'm planning to go to. I'm going to GovCon this week, so I'm doing Government Contracting Summit in Virginia. I'm going to be going up to Maryland for another networking opportunity where my husband will be doing the Veteran Institute of Procurement. So I'm helping him with his business, shaking hand, kissing babies, and I'm also planning to do my own networking event. I like doing the coffee and connections virtually, but I want to do that coffee and connections in person. And then I'm looking for more. So where do I look for networking events? In communities that I'm in, Facebook, YouTube, Eventbrite has been successful. So I try to do it several locations that I can do it to. So I'm just trying to make sure am I I'm gonna make sure that I am live because okay, so I'm making sure that just gonna make sure that that's good. So I'm just moderating the chat there too. So okay, let's continue. So my other net, so I find networking events different locations. Those networking events really do help me take my business to the next level. So if you're joining, say hi. I love it. I want to see you. I see people are viewing. But anyway, so we're gonna continue with that. So for this quarter, one of my things that I'm focusing on is networking. Either creating my own networking event or finding my own networking event. Chime in the chat. Like, what are you focusing on? Are you doing any networking events? What are the networking events that you are going to? I would like to know. Maybe I can show up if it's local or if I'm able to fly out. Maybe I'm able to do that. But let me know what networking events that you're going to and how you are finding your networking events, right? So the next thing that I'm doing this quarter is products. We're pushing out some products and we're planning some products. I had this big goal of having a certain new product coming out this quarter. I might be planning for that for the next quarter, but this quarter we're pushing out our melanin melanin boss line. Can y'all even see this? Yeah, here we go. We have this little journal that we have this journal that we are pushed out, and we also have the sweater. So we're putting that out, and then I'm looking to figure out what other bundles that we can create. Not really looking out, but I'm just trying to put together a couple bundles. Like if you get this and this and this for our early Black Friday sales, we're able to put it out that way too. So I'm being very strategic of what products like shirts and that I can put out there because this quarter is for those of you guys who have products. This is a time for you to shine. This is your quarter. This is time for you to shine, for you to put it out there because it's Christmas time. People are doing holiday season, gift exchange, all the different stuff. I think I was invited to a Friendsgiving one where they're asking us to bring a gift. So this would be a good time for those people who are looking for Black owned, minority owned, small business owned, women owned gifts. Put those out there. You are able to push that on social media more because people want to see that back end of your product. So this is a good time for those. So those on the service base, I would encourage you to do networking event. If you're product based, I would encourage you to make sure you put your product out there. Get ready for your Black Friday sales or your Christmas sales or whatever it is that you have coming up. And then the third thing I'm doing this quarter is focusing on content creation. So figure out my strategy, doing some research on my clients. And so I'm already on here doing lives, so that is what I'm doing. And then I would batch create what I need to do. So come up with some content, create some scripts so I can just create them on the go. And then I will be able to release them and schedule them or send it to my team and do it. So what I've been doing is my team has been sending me scripts and I have been creating scripts that would help me that I can put together and do and say, so I'm able to create little short 1 minute content. And I find that when I record them, like I do the recording on TikTok, I can really stop and go before I save it to the draft and whatever I post it. Before I do it, I just click the little download area. Thank God for that download area, that button with all the little transitions. So I'm able to have it on my phone and then I'm able to generate. I take the transcripts of that post or whatever I have, and I generate or create my caption and the cap and make sure I optimize it for SEO. And now I can post it on TikTok. I can post it the same one on Reels, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. What's Snapchat? If I wanted to, if I'm doing Snapchat, it's not really doing it. And some, depending on what type of post it is, I might put it on LinkedIn. Depending, I think I did put one because it was sharing valuable insights to LinkedIn. So when you're thinking of your content strategy, I would recommend that you know where your audience is. If they're not on LinkedIn, don't go be posting on LinkedIn for them. You might have a presence there, but that's not should be your main focus. So I think this week with my mentees, what we've been talking about is we talk about what is our three social media that we want to focus on this quarter. And I had them pick three to take a before and after. So they have to take a snapshot of how their social media looked before and then how it's going to look after. So, and then they will be focusing on that. So for me, I am focusing on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Although I'm doing things on TikTok is not my main priority business wise. Business wise, branding wise, like personal branding wise, I may want to have more stuff on TikTok because I have goals next year where I want to be able to be more present in there. But for the business, for the brand, I am focusing on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram for that. Although we have, with Instagram, it already flows into Facebook, but I'm not taking a before shot of that. Maybe my team will see the growth because you can see the analytical growth, but you want to do the before, after. All of these is content. You think, okay, what is content? Everything is content. Everything is content. So everything you can do is content. All right. Now, my last part I want to talk about today is planning for 2024. So 2024, I did share a couple of goals about government contracting that I want to do 4 contracts, like submit 4 contracts a month, and that'll be a big feat because those just looking for the contract, that is like taking a week to look for the contract, bid on the contract, and research the contract and then submit it. All those can take a long time. So I'm hoping that we could get into a flow where or get into a floor for next year to do that. I plan to have more speaking goals, speak more and do more webinars in person and speaking in person. So I'm working on my speaker profile of going in person and talk. So if you want me to come and talk at your event, please, I will be willing to, but I'm just trying to build my portfolio more. And let's have a conversation and we can discuss the logistics of that. So that's one of the way I'm trying to set myself up for success next year. Of a couple things, we have a goal for next year to have more. I think add 40 more members to our coaching program because I think 40 more, maybe more than probably 100 people. But we're trying to add, let's say 10 per quarter. And that's a minimum that we're trying to add. And then hopefully we can double that each quarter to be able to support business women in their entrepreneurial journey so they're able to become more productive in all they're doing, right? So, and I would encourage you, like this quarter, take the time to start planning what your goals are. This is a good time for business owners to do vision board, not even vision board, but yeah, vision boards. Yes. Start now, October. Don't wait until December. Don't wait until January. Now is the time to say, okay, what happened? Reflect on what happened this year and what did you like? What did not like? And where, what else can you do? And then say, okay, what can you do? What can you do? What would you like to do better? What's that big goal? And I would encourage you to dream big without limits. And then, and don't limit God because God can do the impossible. And then break those things down. And it might take you a year, it might take you 18 months, but if you don't have it up there, it won't happen. So you want to have that big goal, break that big goal into smaller rocks and into pebbles and into sand, and be able to say, okay, what can I delegate? What can I take on my own, and what I have to put to the side and put a pin on it until this is going on, this is done. So you want to be able to think of it that way, right? All right. So I shared the four thing I talked about what I'm doing this quarter. This quarter, I am networking. I am doing products and post, talking about about my products and promoting my products. I'm doing more content creation, and I'm planning for 2024. So be ready to see when I post my new vision board for 2024. I probably need to come back and share my vision board for 2023 and see how much of that I have accomplished this year. Share in the chat what you're going to be talking about. What are you planning for 2024? I want to be able to share and see and celebrate with you. All right. I did promise that I will share the last branding tip, guys. I'm going to share 3 branding tip for you to do. And if you haven't been noticing, throughout this time, I've been trying to get you to engage and put things in the chat. So the last tip I have for you when it comes to your branding is engage with your audience. Engage with your audience. Hey, Abby, you want to engage with your audience. You want to be able to communicate with them. It's not just you just talking. They're talking, they're asking their question. You listen to their pain points and you're able to address those pain points. As a business owner, you are in the business of solving problems, right? So you're in the business of solving problems. But in order to solve the problems, you need to listen to what the problems are. As you hear that problem, figure out how you're going to solve the problem. And then on social media, when you're posting stuff, you post solutions to the problem. Here's your problem, here's a solution. And people will thank you for that. Man, she's giving away a lot of gems. You are able to, it might be something that's very ubiquitous, that's everywhere, but you want to be in that business of solving problem. Listen to them, engage with them. When they're posting stuff, talk to them. You want to be in their, DM. I know it's a lot of work, and I've been fortunate enough to have people to help me with that. And I still do it for myself. But you want to be communicating with your audience. You want to show, okay, I am here, I am present, because that will make you different, because you are competing with this on social media. People are scrolling and they're going to pass you by over and over again. You want to get their attention. And if you're the one that's always present and being there and building community, and people are feeling isolated, and you're the one who are dropping gems in your area, in your niche, they would want to come to you more. So that is the last branding tip I have for that. So we had the branding tip was, first one, be consistent, tell your story. Don't be afraid to tell your story. It might take you several tries to work on that, because that's part of pitching. And then engage with your audience. So I want to encourage you to go back, watch this replay if you need to, and share in the chat what you've learned, what key takeaway, what stood out to you. And we will see you next time. I'm not having even a set time for this yet. Just follow us on Instagram so you're able to know when our next one is. But if you're part of our mailing list, you would already get a notification say, hey, we're going on live. So you want to join our mailing list at Enilram Creative Solution. Basically, it's Marline spelled backwards. So if you don't know how to spell Enilram, just spell my name backwards, Creative Solution, and join our mailing list. And you'll be able to learn so much more. I've been dropping so much gems in the mailing list for those on branding, sharing my favorite resources that I love, my favorite AI tools, and give, those who are in my community, they're getting that. And I'm going to be giving more. So you want to be a part of that community so you can learn more and more and more. All right. So thank you. Next time when we come on, I'll have a guest with me. It won't be just me talking. It's like 30 minutes, just lunch with me. I don't have my lunch with me, but just 30 minutes talking, chatting. and we will see you. So remember, you need to believe in yourself. For me, every morning I tell myself, I believe in myself. I have the ability to succeed. God is opening doors that no one can shut and closing doors for my protection. So I'm praying that goes around you too, that you continue to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in you, no one will believe in you. You want to believe in yourself first. And then know that God is opening doors that no one can shut. Your purpose is divine inside of you, and no one can stop you from accomplishing your goal but yourself, right? So push forward. You got this. We will see you next time. I am so excited to just start this new series with you. And yeah, and have a great day. All right, let me just put my little jam on. Let's go. See, it's on. Hey. All right, guys. Have a great day, Coach Marty Paul. We'll see you next time.